MercyMe podcast, episode 1.
Yeah, with me on it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. Hell yeah.
I was just go into that. I wanted you to be on it first, just so it's authentic. I think we have the greatest conversations that I have. Period.
That makes me think, like, how long ago was How To? Is that like a year now?
2017.
For real?
Yeah, right before Justice was born. So she's 2. So that was.
And we just did those like off our iPhone, voice memos.
Right, in the car.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta tap back into those because I don't even remember what we was talking about at that time.
Yeah, I think it's too soon for me to listen to them, just because they seem kind of like, encapsulated in that time.
Right.
So it's like hasn't been enough time to really like
to look at it from outside of yourself.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But those are powerful though.
Yeah. I mean, even thinking about that now, like the idea about like wanting to do another podcast in a way, because I feel like How To was like a zone, and then like this is like another vibe that you're going for. Like,
right. I think it's a totally different intention. I think How To is just like our conversations naturally, and it was kind of around the lifestyle we was living too at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't even a dad yet.
Yeah.
And your old situations.
Right.
I won't even
Thank
say.
you for saying it that way. That was awesome. That was no shots or anything.
Yeah, no
like,
shots or
like,
nothing,
Like that just happened. It was a thing that happened.
Yeah, your old situation.
Now I'm in a new situation.
Now you're in a new situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, I think that was a beautiful time. Most definitely. But I think my intention with the MercyMe podcast is to like I was telling you, bring out the community aspect of it, and then give these really dope people that I come across a platform to kind of tell their story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Word.
we could start from there with your story. You saw that?
That was like the alley-oop. But that I didn't see coming. We didn't go over this in practice.
No. It's improv.
But no, yeah. I mean, as far as like my story now, that's kind of like, where do I start? Well, for those who don't know, my name is Cecil Lockwood. I produce and perform and record as Facade HQ. Mm-hmm. I'm also the creative director and CEO of Sinjata Worldwide. We're a collective of artists with integrity that create work that uplifts. We produce events and content in the local Austin area. Mm-hmm. And I'm about to be a dad. Well, I'm a dad now.
Yeah, you're a dad.
But yeah, my new seed will be here soon, and like that's really exciting and new for me, and like, yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of changes for real. Kind of like character testing changes, like.
Yeah. Of yourself, or you think just kind of like the people in your life?
Definitely of myself, because I'm, seeing it through my perspective. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with those changes, it comes like people moving in and out of your life, and like I had to like really come to grips with this. Like honestly, like just last week, a week and a half ago, like I'm a Cancer, and what Cancers do is we go into our shell. We're like hermits. Like when we feel a type of way, we're going through something emotionally, we kind of want to like lock in and kind of like get in our comfort zone in order to like fix the shit in our life before we're back out on the ocean, which is where everybody else is at. In order, like just the analogy that came to my mind, but. Right. not saying that it's good or bad, but like being able to understand that about myself, how unbiased my zodiac sign is based on when I was born, like allows me to understand like my triggers, like the things that are gonna help me to succeed, or the things that are gonna make me feel like I don't want to go out, just to be able to kind of be like consciously aware of that.
Right.
And kind of like I feel like I brought up earlier from that book I was reading, the Kujian, like talking about mastery of self isn't totally about controlling the situation, but commanding the situation, and those differences, and understanding like that our strengths, like we don't realize our strength if we don't tap into it, if we aren't conscious of the little things that we can like biohack, if you will, to like make better or to make you better in a particular situation. So it's like a lot of like learning more about myself. I feel like
a lot of reflection.
Yeah, like cause I don't want to like, I want to give my son the best qualities of me from jump. You know what I mean? Almost like now I gotta like focus on like being great for him. So like still understanding myself. If I could do that work before he comes, then I can be better for the both of us. Right. And I don't know, like he's not here yet. Maybe that's the same thing. I'm like putting pressure and like on myself that maybe isn't necessary, but it's I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like we was talking about before about like, you know, because we like reading. So like the first thing to do is like, shit, I'm about to be a dad. What book can I find to tell me how to do this shit? And there's no book for this shit.
It's really not.
It's
and
like,
as much things as you like try to seek out or consume or people that you tap into, the process is going to take place firsthand. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the growth is going to happen right in real time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And nobody's experience is the same. Yeah.
And that's why I feel like there can't be a book on it.
Exactly.
And like kind of like going back to like anything that I want to figure out with that, I got to go within for it.
Exactly.
So it's like stop looking outside of myself for my answer and like be still for a minute, and like it might just come to you if you shut up and just listen. Like if you expect that answer to come. So it's kind of like that duality of like when it's like trusting yourself by being quiet, or like you know what I mean. I don't know. It's like
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think like we were saying earlier that like the process of pregnancy is crazy because the female goes through physical changes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen whether they're in control of it or not. Right. And it's a new aspect that they experience. Right. But I feel like, and that's like a physical change that's taking place versus males, we have that same change. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The same drastic change, but mentally. Right. And it's all internal. Right. But like traditionally, like we were saying earlier, that like kids, if you take a little boy and a little girl, the boy is more physical and the girl is more internal, like mental, you know? Right. And I think that's the eclipse.
Yeah. Like how it just
becoming
branches.
A parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like I don't feel like, because I can physically see like belly getting bigger, bodily changes on her, I feel like I'm like the audacity of me to have anything to like complain about during this moment is just like, well, I'm not actually like carrying a child on me at all times. Right. So there's like huge reverence and respect for that. And it's also like, shit, I'm going through my shit too, but I know I better like just shut up and just hold it down and like don't really like make too much complaints because my pain ain't your pain kind of thing.
But that's the thing. It's like we have to recognize and kind of allow for the man to feel throughout that time too. Yeah. Yeah. And like this is so important for people watching this, you know, or hearing this, is because men aren't allowed to voice the emotions and feelings that they have to suppress
Right.
while becoming a father.
And that I think about like even like pop culture, because you know a lot of people get their references from that, but like thinking about like how I remember like when Drake first came out, it was like he's so emotional and like
Right,
like,
he's
like
the stigma with
it's just like
being
this
more
is sucker
emotional.
ass,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and that's true. Like a lot of people are not like, especially black men are not voicing their like emotions
Right.
openly. Like
Right.
it's just like.
I don't think that's our culture, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone sits us down
Right.
when we're growing up that say you can like ask us, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I've never been asked how I feel.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Growing up.
Yeah.
So, and we have to suppress everything.
Right.
Just going out in the world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially in America.
Yeah, totally.
So we're definitely not gonna express fucking any type of questioning and
Right.
anxiety or paranoia
Right.
having a baby, because
Yeah.
it's already a stigma of us not raising a baby.
I can't front. I manifested that with like, to be completely honest, maybe like I feel my temper on like a lot of like I've been more easily triggered during the pregnancy, even though I'm not pregnant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Triggered by what though?
Like it could be like little shit. Just I feel like I want to rage. I feel like it could be like some small shit. I feel like I might want to like curse somebody out about it or like you know what I mean. Like, but my other thing has been like being vocal about it. So being able to talk to some people in my life, because I actually come to the grips that I haven't been talking to everybody in my life during this like process, but like being able to like step back and like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I wrote it down. I did that. I've been writing it down. Like I have those moments and I'm like, fuck, this shit sucks right now. How do I feel? And I don't do it all the time because I feel like that's like some advanced shit. Sometimes I just go through something like, fuck, this sucks. I fucking feel horrible. Get away from me. I'm not answering my phone for 2 days. You know what I mean? And I'm smoking mad weed. Like, and just like, okay, now I feel better. God is good. Like that's like how it would like literally be, like roll up, smoke. Okay, God is good. Okay, where am I at? This is cool. I can navigate this shit because like becoming a dad kind of felt like I told my dad that I felt like I had on blindfold in a forest that I've never been. Like you got kidnapped. You ever seen those movies? They get kidnapped, put a bag over their head, and they just throw them in a random place. Like, okay, we're done with you, and now you're like, where the fuck am I at? Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't feel like that now since the baby shower, but yeah, bro, this is like
it's new territory.
Yeah, for real.
I think it's just like your brain is stretching. You know what I'm saying? And you're like trying to figure out how the fuck to. I ended up like reflecting a lot on like my own experience with having parents, which I didn't have parents.
Right.
But it's like, what qualities can I give my daughter? You know what I'm saying? When she gets here, you know. But I think all of that shit really goes out the window. By the time the baby actually gets here and they're in hand, all of the preparation out the window. Right. You completely have to learn how to walk again. Like, that's how it is. Or learn how to drive. That's how it is. It's that feeling of starting over and a reset and like, okay, life is clearly different because I have to take care of this new being that me and my partner created.
Yeah. It makes me think about like this saying that I remember my dad saying like, you know when you could fight till you get punched in the face. Kind of like you could practice in the gym all of this time and do sparring and do this, but until you really in the ring and somebody punch you in your face and you're like, oh shit, that's real pain. What's gonna happen right now? You know what I mean? Yeah. You're gonna like freeze or like, and like that's why I could feel like, for lack of a better term, like deadbeat dads. Like I understand that shit because it's like fuck.
Right.
I like, you know what I mean? Like everything I do, I have to consider this. Like I have to consider this person that I'm bringing into the world that doesn't know anything about this world. So I have to like be like unselfish in consideration of you.
Exactly.
I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that's like. It's like a real, like a great responsibility that's like you know what I mean, fight or flight for real.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking about it, like I don't like the deadbeat dad thing. I don't know if like I'm so like if I hate on them.
Right, no, because I mean you can understand it. You got empathy for it. You're
it's
like,
not like
you know, it seems like a natural thing.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it can naturally happen.
yeah,
But I mean, you hope it doesn't happen.
right.
But like, it seems like a natural thing
Yeah.
that could happen for sure.
Yeah, because then it's like, especially like in my life,
Bless you, Juju.
I have the like I could see on different things. I have family members who like they didn't grow up with their dad, but then I grew up with both of my parents. So then I have this thing to where it's like, not like I'm trying to play like, maybe that I'm trying to pull the best of both worlds. Maybe that's how I can phrase it right now. Like I'm glad and I feel blessed and privileged to have grown up with both of my parents and being able to take the wisdom and the gems from that. But yeah, I don't know. Like I guess really like thinking about doing it my own way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I never thought about life as a parent until like it's in my face. You know what I mean? So now it's just like trying to like curate my parenting experience or like curate my parenting like role or character.
Right.
Yeah.
And like a part of being a parent is like
Juju in the background.
yeah, Juju in the background. Juju, can you keep it to a minimum? Is it recording on there? But
yeah. And then
it's like being a parent, like in real time. It's like it's a whole human being. Imagine like a little version of you right here that you love more than the world itself. That doesn't know how to do shit for themselves.
Right.
That it's like having another person that you got to take care of, another version of you that you got to take care of.
And then like the other thing is like doing the things that will be prosperous and harmonious for that as well. So it's like by becoming a dad, do I like stop doing the things that make me happy or stop doing the things that make me feel alive in order to take care of you and be there for you? Does my things need to go on the back burner, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
and I don't, from my experience, like I feel like a lot of parents make that mistake.
Right.
And just like give up themselves for the baby.
Yeah.
But I think from my personal experience, I would say like the most important time for you to focus on what you're passionate about is when becoming a parent.
Right.
Because that's when you can either like lose your dream or for your child, you know what I'm saying? For the sake of your child's betterment. Or you can pursue your dream and be the greatest example for your child.
Right. And I feel like when I think about like, I know my dad went into his dad bag when I was born. And I feel like because of that, it made me conscious to not have a child as soon. You know what I mean? It was like, like I was like very conscious to like try not to get anybody pregnant before a certain time. Like because like I knew I wanted to maneuver a certain way, and I knew if I was going to be a dad, I was going to be like the best dad, and I'm going to like give my all to it. So I know that comes with like a certain focus and a certain zone and a certain type of tunnel vision.
Right.
And I feel like, even now it's just like, well, it's about to happen. So, you know what I mean? All that shit you talking about, you just gonna have to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
like,
yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's like this nigga's literally snoring, but awake though.
Really?
Juju Bean. See, it stopped. Like it's literally, she literally is snoring watching Mulan. But like, I'm gonna keep this in here too. This is like being a dad in real time. Like, you have to like, constantly be aware of like what's going on,
Yeah.
you know, like good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
an interesting perspective. And I also feel like, yeah, let's get back to, you know, kind of trying to make a sacrifice to be a parent or
Right.
pursuing it. I think one thing that popped up in my mind when you said that was like resentment. You know what I'm saying? I think resentment can manifest through giving up the things that you care most about for your child.
Right.
You know, versus like when Juju was born, I was like motivated to really go after it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To
Totally.
really build what I want to.
Yeah.
What I want to pursue.
I feel like I've been feeling like that before the birth. I don't know how I'm gonna feel like after.
Turn off.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel after, but I feel like I'm gonna stop everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling like I'm gonna stop everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I might be making beats like while he's crying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I got a feeling like, because that's just like my thing. Like, I like to like really like, no pun intended, like zone out on like a particular thing and like just really like, I'm just on this right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people have complimented me on it, like that I didn't realize, like, yo, you're a really good multitasker. But I don't know sometimes if multitasking is like overrated. Like, that's kind of like where I've been now. Like, am I more productive or is it more potent or more rich creation if I'm like just doing that thing? And
yeah, and that's the interesting thing, right? Is because I feel like in that Gary Vee and Nip conversation, Gary Vee was talking about, and I don't even like Gary Vee, but he had a good point because he said that basically like our humans like evolving, you know what I'm saying, to the point to where we can multitask and like work on multiple things at the same time.
yeah, I feel like it's that tab thing, like, you know what I mean? You
How
gotta have
many
multiple tabs open, yeah. I was like one of those people. I remember Shocky used to always tell me, God damn, nigga, what the you know what I mean? Like, look over your shoulder, see 20 tabs open. I'm like, that was something I was looking at 3 days ago, but I don't want to close it because I might, you know what I mean? So now it's like the opposite thing that I do now is like I'll text myself a link to write. So then I'll go through
do that
my
too.
text.
Or I'll screenshot it or something. Yeah.
And then send it to myself so I can go back to it. But then sometimes I forget to. But yeah, almost like there's so much. Maybe that's like the same thing, like consciousness is constantly expanding.
Right.
And it like maybe manifest in like multitasking and like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I know I can soak this up. This could be beneficial. I like this and I'm just going to kind of cram all these things in my mind. Like, yeah.
But I think like being able to create a synergy. Because that feels seamless. That feels like elusive. You know what I'm saying? Or like more fluid of work. Like being able to take inspiration for something and then put that to this. Transmute it, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's, I don't know, thinking along those lines. Like even thank you for the art. In a way, it was like something of that flow.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was such a potent energy.
Yeah.
Think about that. That was that existed on multiple mediums.
Yeah. I feel like I have like songs in reverence and gratefulness that, I have like song ideas and like shit that I wrote down like during the pregnancy that I feel like is about like that can be turned into song from me living this experience. So I feel like there's gonna be more of that. Like I feel like I might like, it was that song that Nas did for his daughter. It was on was it on Godson? He like wrote a song about his daughter. But you know what I mean?
Daughters?
Like, like DJ Khaled did the Father of Assad and like you know what I mean? So like those are like ways to manifest. I feel like they like, I'm so inspired by like, You talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I mean? Took for these two natural twins who believe in miracles. You know what I mean? Like, Like,
yeah. I think it's a strong energy. Period. Yeah. It's like what you choose to do with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I was telling you earlier, was that today? Was that yesterday?
What?
One of them, but I was like, oh, that was yesterday when we got to the property, and I was like, when we was talking about being a parent, it's like whatever you're trying to work on,
you're gonna do it.
It's gonna,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna just happen because all of the noise is gonna kind of drown itself out. All of the distractions, all the people who aren't really like your friend all the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and that's and I honestly, to go to that, that's probably why I feel like I got in a cancer shell, because I didn't like. I feel like I didn't alienate everybody, like, you know what I mean. I feel like a lot of people that I definitely talked to and was cool with, like I kind of just like stopped hitting people up. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but like, yeah, I definitely like did that because of that. It was just like, fuck, I like feel this thing. I don't know how to talk about it. I don't know if anybody else feels it or can even understand. So let me just shut up and just like do this, go in my bubble until I figure it out, kind of thing. But yeah.
And if that's what's in your spirit to do, then I would say do that.
And that's what I've been doing more. Like if I don't feel like doing it, like I just won't.
Right.
And like before that wasn't my, like I'm like so a man of my word that if I say I'm gonna do something, even if like last minute I don't feel like it and something has changed, like in schedule wise or something, I'm gonna feel horrible if I can't make it, or I'm still gonna try to break my back to be there. But like now I don't feel that anymore. I don't feel that, and like I don't feel bad about like holding on to those, almost like it was an old part of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like even that, like you know what I mean? Like curating my own rules for this shit. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like, I know I have to go within for that. Like I can't, like I'm not gonna ask somebody else for like, I don't know. Like I just feel like I have to trust myself more.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's big.
Yeah.
Trusting yourself more. And that'll be more like prominent.
Right.
As king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not just like gets here,
right?
But like how sobering it is once they get here,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And the effect that he's gonna have on you, from that point on,
right?
You know,
right? Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it is wild, man. It's a crazy process, but it's also a beautiful process, you know. And it's I think it's something that not everyone gets to experience. Right. So that's another reason to be grateful for.
Blessing, for real. Yeah, I'm definitely super grateful and super excited. Yeah, it's almost like I'm just like waiting in a way. Like I feel like I'm about to go to Six Flags or something. Like it's like I got the ticket and I know like the date is coming. I was just kind of like waiting. Like it's like,
yeah, you gonna get on that ride. That's for sure. That's for sure. I already know you gonna hit me like, how did you do this? I already know. Yeah. It's real. Yeah. But I think I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see like a little you. For the first time. You know. Got to meet your dad and your mom. And kind of see the older you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll see the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I'm more lit than I feel like both of my parents. So now I'm like trying to incorporate the litness to fatherhood.
The litness test.
The litness. How can I be a lit ass dad still? And like, I don't know.
I think just like being yourself.
Right.
And not doing like cliche shit or feel like doing societal shit,
right,
and just like do you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Still do your meditations.
yeah,
You know, still eat the way you eat.
Yeah.
You know, still create.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And keep on to yourself, because when you become a parent, a lot of your life is now the baby. It's not even you anymore as you know it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take a while to refine yourself.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna find it. You're gonna find yourself again in the things that you love.
yeah. Do you feel like that's maybe like a reason that like our generation, from what I can see, had the desire to become parents later in life?
Or no desire at all. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our generation is more. Our generation and like younger is more concerned with living their life than having a family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
Almost like, not to put the blame on it, but like almost like it's social media the birth control.
It could be.
Like,
you
I
know?
want to stay lit as much as possible and be able to post my
for as long as
life
possible,
for
right.
everybody else on this network. So where I want to not be a parent as for as long as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Until you mature, and then you like reflect on what's like the most important things in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until it's too late.
Yeah.
You know. But I do feel like I've definitely come across a lot of people. A lot of people are shocked that I'm a father. And then I think I come across a lot. Those same people will be like, I don't know if I want kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, it seems like it's like social currency
Right.
almost to not want kids.
Right.
And like, this is why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And I know, like, for one, like, I've like always like been like I guess like a forward thinker. Like I be thinking about like I always feel like I want to put plans in motion for the future. Is what I'm trying to say. And now the idea of legacy is so much richer. The idea of legacy is so much like, has so much more weight and importance to it. For me,
For sure.
It's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I want to leave my son, all my kids, whatever, you know what I mean, down the line. I want them like come into this world like owning something like that.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? That I created for them to own, like that. You know what I mean? You don't even have to do this, but this is something that you can get, you know what I mean? You could come in as a CEO on some shit, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't have to ask anybody else. I don't need a resume,
Right.
because this is your legacy. This is, you know what I mean? You're privileged to be a part of this based on you being my child. Like, I think it's fly. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely like around that time of throughout the pregnancy, thinking about like generational wealth, but I think it kind of maybe like even matured from business to investments. You know what I'm saying? Passive, because our kids' truth is not our truth.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like my daughter's truth is not gonna be the same things I'm passionate about.
Right.
And she's gonna be in a different economy and like era.
Right.
So like she's gonna handle issues that are gonna be totally different. You know what I'm saying? So I think the best thing is to have a spiritual foundation, in my opinion, and to have the resources to execute. Because I don't want to just like insert you into my business, because you might not value it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that might not be what your spirit calls you to do. You're
right,
not,
but I can
you're
give
not
you
excited to be here.
Right. I can kind of create the space for spirituality to grow. You know what I'm saying? from day one, and then create the resources for you to fulfill what you're here to do.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of give you the tools, as my dad would say it. I feel like I'm quoting him a lot. I love my dad. But yeah, like that's something he would say, like, to give me the tools, and then like you could do whatever you want with the tools.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
you got them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, like, Juju's gonna have a crazy library to tap into. I know that she's gonna have, like, I'm gonna give her all of my notes that I write down in my phones and shit, and all of my like notebooks. I'm gonna give her that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of my kids, so that they could be able to like tap into what I was thinking at that time, at different time, different ages, and like
that's fly.
all of that gold. You know?
Yeah. That's dope. Cause I actually I always have like a active like notebook. Yeah. Like I have so many composition books, like so many. Yeah. And I have a habit to date them, but it's like it's something that's just for me. Like I don't share it with somebody else.
Yeah.
I've never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's fly to like think to give it to them. Like
And I got that from Nick, honestly.
What? Like writing?
Like not writing them down, but giving them to the kid. Yeah. Because it's kind of one of those things to where it's like I'm writing my thoughts down anyways. It needs to live on. This is my actual wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like gold in the mind turns into gold in the hand. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I treasure the most as far as what I've acquired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Materially, I guess is what I know, you know? So I definitely want to pass that down.
Yeah, like you said, gold in the mind turns to gold in the hand.
Yeah.
And I feel like specific like gems like that from a young age, I feel like are important. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully my son doesn't have to wait till he's 20 to get a gem that I got now.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it's like a part of his life, like for instance, meditation is a part of his life from, I don't know, when he's 2. You know what I mean? By the time he's like, he might not have to meditate because it's like compounded after a certain time, and certain things are just a knowing, which is my understanding of how like that would work. But to be able, because that's like the same thing, like as far as like a legacy or like something to inherit, an inheritance.
Exactly.
Like, exactly. I mean?
And that's the greatest inheritance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, and also it's going to be a lot more that they have to go through.
Do you feel like super rich people might like start their kids off like that? Like, I don't know, because I didn't come
like what?
Like it's just like certain things that they're learning at like toddler age, instead of like don't, like simple things like don't run into the street and don't touch that light thing. Because you can get electrocuted like outside of like.
I do, but at the same time, like it depends. Well, actually, I don't want to make that assumption. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't come from that circumstance, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But all I know is that I would. You know what I'm saying? That we do. You know, and that I think it's important to have those things as early as possible.
Right.
Like have them understand these things as early as possible.
Yeah.
And like the Jewish phenomenon. And they was talking about how the Jewish community raises a child is totally different than how we're raised. Like we're like taught to like get a job, like get out at 17 or 18, like go get a job, do something with your life, never
do something.
Yeah, just do something, and never kind of given the space to be molded. You know what I'm saying? While we're still malleable and young and growing and hungry, and things like that. Like I wasn't taught financial literacy throughout my, you know what I'm saying? Throughout growing up, you know, and they're sitting down doing the budgeting, you know, every week or whatever. And the Jewish community, like they put their kids in high pressure, like social, like situations early. So
like
a tradition that they have is that when they're 4, as soon as they turn 4, they invite their whole family and all of their friends to the house and tell the kid that you have to speak in front of all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like get a speech together or something.
Right.
And they invite everybody over, and then the 4-year-old has the stage.
Yeah, put them on the hot seat.
Right. So by the time, and they do that throughout their childhood.
Right.
So by the time they get to 30, they feel like they rule the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Yeah. They feel like their voice counts.
Yeah.
In no matter how many people.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like there's an equivalent. What's the equivalent to that for me in like at 4? Maybe it was something like, what was I doing? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent of that was. I don't feel like I have like a memory of 4.
Yeah, that's young.
Yeah. But I feel like in that instance, if you're 4 and you had to speak in front of everybody, you're going to remember that.
I don't know. But like, you might not have to, like if you don't remember it, you'll still have the growth from it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it still will apply at 6. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'll be in your subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's like even something like, do you remember like an ass whipping from 4?
I don't know.
I could count ass whoopings on my hand. I don't think I got that many like ass whoopings. Like
at 4. Or
not
just
specifically
period.
at the age of 4. Yeah, like that I can remember in my life. Like
yeah.
Or even, and that's the other thing. Like you might can remember the ass whooping, but do you remember the reason why? As a kid from that age, I feel like sometimes the ass whooping trumps the lesson.
I don't know, but what's crazy is that, like your memory, it's like those things still resonate in your subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be consciously aware of the lesson to understand in real time when it happens why you shouldn't do it. You know, I think Juju comprehends something, and then if she's like, all right, go to bed, like, you know, for like not listening or whatever, she'll understand it and like as if she was like 19 or so, you know what I'm saying, or 16 or something. Right.
She just inherently gets it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she'll remember it at 16.
Right.
But it'll be in her subconscious, you know. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Word. Yeah, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, I think it's
I think I'm gonna get one of those what's those little things like that women like that you could like put on the front? It's kind of like a backpack, like a kid backpack.
What's that thing called, Betty?
It's like a kid backpack.
Baby Bjorn.
Oh yeah.
Right. Get one of them shits.
A baby Bjorn.
Get one of them shits.
Yeah, we called it the. They had another one, the little wrap, the little natural joint, and we call it the Guru Bachin. That was our midwife's name. Yeah, it was just like the term for like that type of, you know,
right.
Shit,
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna be doing a lot of dancing with them. Yeah. I already made them to play with.
You gotta be a dad, bro.
Straight up.
Oh look, you got the ad-lib in. You got the ad-lib in. See, I think we can end it like that.
Yeah.